Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a healthy Wednesday morning here. My name is Jason Hoofer. I'm a fifth generation dairy farmer in Willard, Ohio, and yesterday was hoof trimmer day on our dairy farm. I was asked to take a video of that process and show how we trim feet on cows in a modern dairy facility. So I did that yesterday, but I wanted to make another video today kind of explaining the process, so I'm going to do that here this morning. Before I do that, I kind of want to give a little bit of background on why we trim feet. Just like you and I, dairy cows' hooves grow, so they need to be trimmed just like we trim our fingernails or toenails. It's important for cows' mobility for that foot to be shaped properly and trimmed on a regular basis. And I'd say on average, most dairy cows, at least on our farm, get trimmed one time a year. Some cows grow a little bit faster than others, need to be trimmed more, but on average, about once a year is sufficient. There's basically two reasons that we do put cows on the trimming chute to give their feet some attention. One, obviously, is to shorten the hoof and shape it so they can walk properly. It's also to monitor the foot for any health issues and address any known issues that the cow has with mobility. And oftentimes those issues, such as hairy heel warts or lesions or abscesses, can be addressed and fixed right there on the trimming chute, so that cow is good to go when she comes off the table. Hoof trimming on any size of dairy farm here in Ohio or across the country is done by a professional hoof trimmer. This is not something that fly-by-night people do. This is something done by a professional. While most dairy farmers are capable of picking up a cow's foot and trimming if necessary, we don't have the equipment to properly do the job on a large number of cows or do the job efficiently whatsoever. Yesterday we trimmed for about 6 hours and we did 78 cows in that time. Just a little bit of information about the equipment that we use to trim a large number of cows. The main thing that we have that the hoof trimmer uses is a trimming chute, what we call it. It's just a device that the cow walks into that properly restrains the cow so we can safely trim her feet in an efficient manner. And basically two types of chutes that we use here. One, the cow walks in and she remains in a standing position, and then the hoof trimmer will pull up each foot one at a time and trim the foot. The other type of table, and then the kind that we use on our farm when our hoof trimmer is here, is one that actually lays the cow over. So she will walk in, she is supported from underneath and then just slowly tipped over to her side, and at that point all four of her feet can be restrained at the same time so that she can't kick and she can safely be trimmed. So the object of the trimming chute is to make the process quicker and efficient for the cow so she can get trimmed and get on her way faster. We also want it to be safe for her and the person trimming the feet. There's advantages and disadvantages to both types of trimming chutes, but the one that we use that tips them to their side I kind of prefer because it keeps the cow's legs in their natural position. We're not forcing that cow to pull her leg back in an abnormal way to work on her feet. It's also a little bit quicker because all 4 feet are right there in front of the hoof trimmer and all restrained at the same time to be worked on, rather than when they're standing up, we're basically working on one at a time, letting that foot down and pulling up another foot. So as you watch the video, you'll see that chute in action and kind of understand why it works the way it does. Other than the trimming chute, the other equipment that he uses, basically just 4-inch angle grinders. But keep in mind, these are not cutoff wheels you're going to buy at the local Ace Hardware. These are special hoof trimming wheels that they use to trim feet. In the past, we used to use all hand tools to do this work. And while you think that might be safer for the cow, it's actually just the opposite. When we use power tools, as you'll see in the video, very fine chips of the hoof are coming off. It makes it much easier for the hoof trimmer to meticulously shape that hoof by taking off just very small amounts. Whereas if we're using hand tools, we're taking off larger pieces, and there's a much higher chance of damaging that cow's foot and causing her to be sore and bleed and have even more issues leaving the chute than she did when she came in, which is definitely what we don't want to do. So in that case, while it might seem a little bit scary at first, power tools are definitely the preferred way to trim feet today. Feel free to ask any questions, let your teachers know what questions you might have. We'll be happy to answer them. If you like these videos, let your teacher know. Maybe we will try and do some more later on this week. I'll do my best to not make them better than real school. So have a safe week. We will talk to you soon.